Hey guys, Danielle at Danielle TBD,
Marisa at Marisa Rothman.
and this is We Have Thoughts. We are going to be talking about little moments and little scenes and episodes from some of most recent television that kind of just spurred conversation and thoughts, as they do. Well, I wanted to spotlight Switch to Birth because I feel like that's a show that it gets a lot of critical attention, but I somehow feel like it gets lost a lot of times too. And it's easy to. It's on ABC Family, and it's up against a lot of other, buzzier shows. But it is just, I think, one of the sweetest shows, and I think they've really been really progressive about the stories that they tell. Not just spotlighting, obviously, the deaf community,
Right.
but across the board. So I'm going to say all that, and then I'm also going to spotlight a moment that is just a really sweet character moment.
Okay.
Relationship-wise, that it has nothing to do with some of the issues that they've looked into. Really, I mean, okay, I'll just say it. Daphne and Travis are my favorite, and so they've always done this little dance. Like he came in late in season 1, and he kind of came in as a character who had a crush on Daphne, but they grew up as friends, and it was kind of that whole Ross and Rachel, I never looked at you that way, we'll start looking, and so finally in the last episode, Bae pretty much said to her, why wouldn't you look at him that way? He's the deaf Matt Damon, which he is, by the way.
Oh my God.
He really actually looks like him a lot. And so it was a little bit of that, and it was a little bit of, he went out of his way to really help her and her family out of a jam, and she kind of just realized he's someone who's always been there for me, and they had this great kiss moment at the end, and who knows if they're going to get together or not, but I like the idea that they will be, not only because I think the characters are really cute together, but I really like his character, and I feel like bringing him into a relationship with her is a great way to bring him in more to the show in general, because the issues that they bring up with his character, he's deaf in real life, he plays a deaf character, and on the show his parents don't sign. They never bother to learn sign language, and so it's this whole issue of he can't communicate at home, and they think he causes too many problems, and so he pretty much just stays in his room. And so midway through season 1, he started living in the car wash where he works, where John Kenish owns the car wash, and he kind of just camps out on the couch. But I'm so fascinated by that idea of you don't it's something that a lot of people don't think about, the fact that a lot of teenagers choose not to communicate with their parents, and I was one of those people, but the fact that he actually cannot, because these people didn't, and he can read lips, but they can't understand what he's signing, and you can only read lips to a degree, because part of the thing we've seen is the mother doesn't even think to stand in front of him when she speaks to a deaf person. She does what we do, where we're thurning around and we're busy doing other things, but he has to look at her face to even know what she's saying. And so
You also have to enunciate very clearly.
Yeah.
There are a lot of letters that look similar.
right, and so that whole, I don't know how much they're going to go into the family stuff,
Right.
or if they're just going to maybe start to explore what it looks like in a relationship and how he is treated in her family, because they're so welcoming and they embrace everybody. But I just love the fact that they're telling the story at all, and I think that I want to see him get some happiness, and if it's going to be with the girl of his dreams, even if his family is crappy, I'll take it. I'm really excited for where they're taking the show this season.